every man, woman and child for himself as we just ran downstairs.
Like I felt like there was a rocket shooting out of the ground.
The whole time I kept on saying, oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God.
All the young guys are helping us for cleaning up all the stuff from here.
What's happening here is truly remarkable. Youth activists, students, and others, they've taken matters into their own hands.
Nepal was known to the world as a paradise. But on April 25, 2015, it turned into a land of rubble. A 7.9 magnitude earthquake hit Nepal and caused huge devastation. More than 9,000 people died. Several heritage sites were destroyed. 450,000 people were left homeless. Empty spaces in cities and villages were filled with people as their homes did not feel safe anymore.
Yes, we have been told since the past 5-6 years that the big one is going to come. When is it going to come, no one knew. But that does not mitigate the fact that when it would happen, or rather when it did happen, it would create an immense amount of trauma for people, and it did.
Binod Shahi, an avid social worker, was at his house when the disaster occurred. He was able to save his family, but lost his house.
एकदम हल्लिँदै थियो, आवाज त्यतिकै थियो, कम्पन त्यतिकै थियो, अनि ढुङ्गाहरू, माटोहरू, धुलोहरू झरिरहेको थियो, चिच्चाहट आउँछ भनेको ठुलो महासङ्कट हो, आएर सक्यो। तर सँगै चाहिँ अब कति मान्छेहरू छ जो चाहिँ यसबाट चाहिँ कुरिएको छ, सङ्कटमा परेको छ, उनीहरूले जोगाउनलाई नै तत्काल लागि पर्ने।
Binod is now volunteering with the local groups to rebuild and rehabilitate people, and there are several others who took the responsibility upon their shoulders.
I decided immediately to go to the hospital, and that's where I was, like, ever since for next 3-4 days.
We just started with a box of medicines worth 10,000 and we went to Kirtipur.
The youth volunteers reached the affected areas and provided their paramount help. They started with personal funds and reached out to places where help and hope was needed.
A group of friends and I, we've created this team. So we are catering to this particular VDC called Kalleri in Dhading district.
At Children and Youth First collectives, victims are arriving to ask for help. They believe that the response from the volunteers is more steadfast than the government. At Yellow House, this bus will be loaded with relief materials to be dispatched to one of the affected villages. At Ramkot, Shiva is building houses for locals and also motivating them to be involved in the process.
I'm requesting everyone that उनीहरूले चाहिँ structure आफै बनाएर देऊ हैन टिन म प्रोवाइड गराउँछु so that's it's gonna build quicker houses.
The youths were trying to cover every aspect of the relief work. They were trying to reach more and more places every day.
The bridge that was always lacking between the urban youth and the urban population and the rural population, the earthquake has made that bridge.
Despite such huge participation of the masses, in remote villages, help was yet to reach.
Soon after forming our medical team, I went to Sindhu Palchok, and that was probably the 4th day after the quake. And we went there, and there were a few medical teams, but you know, the government had not yet reached.
संघ संस्था कोही पनि आएको थिएन, न चाहिँ गभर्नमेन्ट साइडबाट आएको थियो, न इन्डिभिजुअल साइडबाट आएको थियो.
The tragedy had spread across the world. Everyone was concerned and making efforts to help Nepal. The government was receiving funds from all over the world, but they failed to mobilize it effectively.
$265 बोरा पठाएको थियो पहिलो दिन 265 बोरा हाम्रो क्लबको नाम गरेर दिएर हामी लिनु जाँदाखेरि त्यो चामल पनि हुँदैन बारी विषयमा लुट्दै हुन्छ हिन्दीमै लुट्दै हुन्छ
सरकारबाट हामीलाई एउटा पाला आयो आधा बोरा चामल आयो
We know for a fact that millions has been coming into Nepal in the name of disaster preparedness, but what has been done? Nothing.
Government could have channelized it better. That's what I say. They were just in the planning, but disaster is not the situation to plan. Disaster is the situation to act.
The government should try to assist those people who are willing to help in such difficult time, then make it more difficult, because they are not allowing us to receive funds, even goods. Forget about money. Even goods are not reaching our hands when we already have a distribution channel in place where we could have been really effective.
Few government agencies played a vital role. Communications, electricity, and water supply was delivered as much as possible. Emergencies in the hospitals were catering to a large number of people. But lack of preparedness to resist such a disaster created a lot of panic and disorder. The Prime Minister visited volunteers at the disaster site, but he was not welcomed there.
The Prime Minister himself was out of the country and he should have flown back the first thing, but he did not. It was a national calamity.
After the quake, when we went there to help out with the rescue efforts, we saw the lack of coordination, even among government agencies, and that all is symbolic of the rot that is within the system.
मैले चाहिँ पहिले सुरुमा गरेको गभर्नमेन्टलाई त मैले होपै गरेन खै म त इन्डिभिजुअल गरे
अब सरकारले वास्ता गरेको छैन हुन्छ तपाईहरु नबस्नुस् भन्छ तर नबस्नुस् भनिसकेपछि बस्ने चाहिँ कहाँ हो हैन त्यो राज्यले व्यवस्था गरिदिनु पर्यो के
हाम्रो स्टेटले अहिले अझै धेरै कुरा गर्न सक्छ instead of being an obstruction जस्तो लाग्छ किनभने this was the perfect moment for them to win the heart.
अब नेपाल सरकारलाई चाहिँ के हामी यहाँ मर्नै पर्ने अनि त्यसपछि उधारमा आउने हो कि
के त टुडी खेलको चौरा मात्रै हो त राज्य
If publicly we are meant to show every expense that we've made, it's the same for them too, right? I mean, they're not any different than us. We are the government, right?
Life was getting back to normal in the cities, and people were returning to their homes. The fear was just starting to fade, but on May 12, 2015, the ground shook once again.
And when the second big one happened, on the 12th of May, it shook people back to reality, brought people back out of their homes.
अस्तिको झड्काले त अब यहाँ सबैजना त्रासित नै भएको छ यहाँ सुरक्षा फोर्स आर्मीको सुरक्षा फोर्स 20 जना जति थियो उहाँहरुको टोली उहाँहरुको पनि आफ्नै प्राइभेट आर्मीको हेलिकप्टर आएर उहाँहरु लगिसकेपछि यहाँ बस्ने जनताहरु चाहिँ झन् एकदम त्रासित भएको अवस्था छ.
While the government showed resilience in working with the interested youths, the youths were expressing their willingness to work, be mobilized, and assist the government.
The city of Gorkha requested that we take them around, like take his team around while we're doing the aid relief, so that he can also distribute the money to the deceased family.
यसमा 1 लाख रुपैयाँ छ है घरसर भत्किएको केही चाहिँ व्यवस्था गरेर दिएको छ सरकारले है पछि घरसर भत्किएको फेरि केही व्यवस्था हुन्छ.
The youth's vision and ideas have helped a lot of people to strive rather than wait for aid to arrive.
When you lead yourself, that example leads everyone else as well, and they also gather in that momentum.
हामीसँग स्रोत साधन हामीसँगै छ त्यसलाई कसरी चिन्ने त्यसलाई परिचालन गर्ने त्यो सिक्नु पर्ने छ जस्तो लाग्छ र अहिले मौका हो हैन गाउँ गाउँ गएर त्यो सुरुवात गर्नुपर्छ जस्तो लाग्छ अहिले विपदमा युवाहरुको धेरै आवश्यकता छ सबै ठाउँमा.
Where the government, the class structure, ethnicities and religions could not fathom the gravity of the situation, these youths set an example of collective power.
The state has to immediately start thinking about preparing, having a coordination committee in place immediately after a disaster of this scale. That coordination committee should be able to coordinate all disaster efforts, find out, have all the information, the data necessary, find out all the alternatives.
इफ ओन्ली एउटा सचिवले एउटा यस्तो छ होइन तपाईँले लिएर आउनुहोस् तर यो सिचुएसन यस्तो छ यस्तो गरेर मात्र लिएर आउनुहोस् मात्र भनिदिएको भयो भने हामीले त्यो मेसेज अरू ठाउँलाई दिन सक्थ्यो होला अरू हाम्रो साथीहरू काम गरेको ठाउँमा दिन सक्थ्यो होला
This is not anyone being pro-government or anti-government or it's nothing like that because if this didn't bring people together then I don't know what else will.
मेरो कर्तव्य हो गर्नुलाई यो तिम्रो कर्तव्य हो हैन र यो हामी सबैको कर्तव्य हो हाम्रो नेपाल बनाउनलाई
नेपाल हाम्रो घर हो डेरा होइन यो ढल्यो भने हामीले आफैले उठाउनु पर्छ.
The tremors of the earthquake have united everyone as Nepal rises from the debris.
म नेपाललाई साथ दिन्छु म नेपाललाई बनाउँछु म नेपाललाई विश्व सामु चम्काउँछु म आफै नेपालको प्रतिबिम्ब बन्छु र म यो संकल्प गर्छु
जागो जागो जागो
बनेको छ पहराले यो छाती मेरो बगेको छ चहरा रगतमा मेरो पखेरुमा जन्ने टाकुरामा खेल्ने म झुक्दैन झुक्ने नेपालको छोरो म झुक्दैन झुक्ने नेपालको छोरो आगो सहन्छु अन्याय सहन्न तृष्णा सहन्छु तिरस्कार सहन्न आगो सहन्छु अन्याय सहन्न तृष्णा सहन्छु तिरस्कार सहन्न मेरो शिर उडाउँ बरु त्यो सहन्छु तर कोही परायाले टेके सहन्न बनेको छ पहराले यो छाती मेरो बगेको छ चहरा रगतमा मेरो पखेरुमा जन्मे टाकुरामा खेल्ने म झुक्दै झुक्ने नेपालको छोरो म झुक्दैन झुक्ने